Hey everyone, this is your girl Shari, and today we're talking about all things real estate. Are you looking to buy a house? I hope so, because I have some tips for you, some things that you need to make sure that you do before you even start the process. And if you're not new to YouTube, then you already know the drill. Make sure to subscribe to my channel. And then if you have any questions, make sure to comment below, or you can direct message me on social media with any questions that you may have from this video. So for the month of November, I want to go through the steps in purchasing a home. I know that a lot of my friends are starting to buy homes, and I kind of want to take this video, give you the overview of my 5 tips on what you need to do. And then for the weeks following, we're going to take a deeper dive into each one of those tips that you need to know about if you're trying to purchase a home, okay? So, a little bit about Shari. At an early age, my grandmother actually would buy and rent out homes. So she would buy investment properties, she would renovate them herself, and then she would lease them out. And I got to experience that every summer, being with her, helping her with all of that. And she's done that for over 30 years. I grew up around that, and I just fell in love with it. I fell in love with homes. So fast forward, I'm just turned 30, as you guys know. So fast forward just to a few years ago, in 2015, Sam and I moved back to North Carolina. So I decided, hey, why not? Let's go get the real estate license. So that's what I did in 2016. And even to today, I still have my license. So early part of 2017, I actually became the leasing and marketing manager for a student property. And so I have this well-versed knowledge about real estate. I've seen it from the investment standpoint, the renovation side of it, and then I went to real estate itself, and so I help people purchase and sell homes, and now I'm helping people rent out their homes and seeing the leasing side of it, marketing homes. So I feel like I have this well-rounded experience in real estate when it comes to investment, real estate itself, selling and buying homes, and property management. So today I kind of want to take this knowledge and I want to share it with you guys. That's the purpose of me making these videos. I love sharing the information I know. And since, like I said, I know a lot of people are looking to buy homes, let's talk about the things that you need to do to buy homes. And I have my phone here, so if you see me looking down, I'm just grabbing my tips, okay? So these are my 5 things that you need to do. Make sure that you're doing if you're trying to buy a home. And most of these things you need to be doing prior to even starting your search for a home. So, number 1 is, let's talk about financing. Are you pre-approved for a home? Do you still have some work to do on your credit? Do you still have more money that you need to save up? Did you know that you have to pay, that there is a possibility you have to pay some type of closing costs, some due diligence, earnest money, any type of renovations that you may want to do to your home? So let's talk about financing. That is not number 1. Before you get deep into your search, let's get you pre-approved first. First and foremost, you can go on Credit Karma or one of these places and just see what your credit score is. Now, if you know you have a low credit score, that is going to be something that you're going to want to work on before you really start taking a deep dive into looking for a home. Have you already started talking to a lender? If you don't know where to start when it comes to talking to a lender, start at your bank. If you are a part of the credit union, or you are with SunTrust or Wells Fargo, or wherever you bank at, you want to go and just talk to them. You want to make sure that before you start your search, you know what your finances look like. You want to make sure you know that pre-approved amount. You don't want to go out here looking for homes that are above your price range. One thing that my father always taught me is always to live below your means. But if you can't live below your means, make sure you're living at least at your means. Like, don't go above it. because you might get yourself in a world of hurt. So make sure you're looking at your finances. Do not skip that part, because believe me, you don't want to get under contract and then realize you can't get the loan that you're supposed to be getting. You don't want to lose that home, not because of finances. So we're going to take a deeper dive on that in the next video, on the different type of loans that you can get in, different incentives and benefits. If you're looking to start looking for a home in the next month or two, make sure that you speak with a lender. And if you need advice on a lender, let me know so we can get you hooked up with a really great lender. All right. So, number 2, get an agent. Make sure that you get that agent. Did you know that the seller, when they sign their contract, they're not only paying for their agent, they're paying for yours as well? Did you hear me? They're paying for your agent too. That means you can have representation and not pay a dime. Now, you don't want to just get any old agent. You want to make sure you get a good agent. But there are so many companies out here. I work for Keller Williams, but you have other great companies in the area. There are a lot of great agents in the area. So make sure that you're talking to a real estate agent, because they're really going to help you through the process, especially if this is your first time purchasing a home. I can help you with an agent anywhere in the country. I've had friends all over, and I've met agents from all over. Anywhere that you're at, I can get you hooked up with an agent. Just make sure that you comment below or that you send me a message, and so I can get you hooked up with a great agent, okay? Again, they are here to help you, to help you negotiate, to advise you, to give you recommendations, to give you great suggestions. Again, it's free to you. There are some agencies out there that you will have to pay for that buyer's agent, but majority of them, it is free to you. So utilize that person, okay? And if you're in this area, let me know. So number 3 is going to be a really big one. You need to know the difference between needs and wants. Of course, when you're looking at a home, there are so many things that you want. It may be that big backyard, or it may be that 3-story home with 6 bedrooms and 7 bathrooms. That might be really what you want. But then after you're looking at your finances and you're looking at your lifestyle and what your family needs, you may only need that 2-bedroom or that 2-story home with only 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms. So you need to know the difference between needs and wants. Now, a lot of that is going to be depending on, again, your lifestyle. It's going to be dependent on your finances. It's going to be dependent on the type of area, the communities that you're in. So one of the things that I suggest to all of my clients when they come in is to write out a list of all the things that they have to have in their home. It can be a list between, I would say, no more than maybe 15 items. But between 5 and 15 items are the things that they have to have in their home, the things that they really need. Say if you have a family and you just like, I cannot be on a busy street because I have a 3 and a 4-year-old, so I do not want them running in the street. Now, I want to be in the cul-de-sac of a really great community, but I need not to be on a busy street. You need to really know what you need and the difference between wants. Now, I'm not saying don't get the things that you want, because we all have to get some of the stuff we want. For me, I'm actually outside of my home, and this backyard right here, this gives me life. This is what I wanted. I wanted a beautiful backyard. So that was one of the things I wanted. Did I need it? No. So you're going to get some of the things that you want, but you really want to focus on the things that you need. Another thing to talk about when it comes to your needs, location. Location is key. You're going to need what you need, but the way those needs look is going to be dependent on the location you're in. For me, I live in a really small town outside of a bigger town. So I purposely chose a smaller town because A, the prices are lower. That means that the taxes are lower in this area as well. I was able to get almost a half-acre lot and a 2-story home for the same price I would have paid for a quarter-acre lot and a one-story home with less bedrooms if I was in the city. So make sure that you know the difference between your needs and your wants, and write those down and give those to your agent, because then your agent can plug those into a search for you, so that when they're looking, they're only pulling those homes that fit your needs. Now, one thing I do want to point out that is not technically on my list, but we also need to know when we're looking at a home, once you've gotten your pre-approval and you have your agent and you're going out for that home and you're looking at those needs and wants, know that in most of the country right now, it is a pretty fast-paced market. Homes are flying. They're not lasting more than maybe a week or so. So you want to make sure that you really understand your needs and your wants. I'm not saying you have to make a quick decision. If it doesn't feel right to you, then you don't have to do that. But I don't want you to lose out on something because you really didn't narrow down those things that you just really needed. All right, so number 4 is it going to be a new home or a pre-existing home? And this is really going to go on the timeline of how soon do you need this home? How soon do you want to move in? Now, if you're looking to move in 3 months because that's when your lease is up and you're like, hey, I'm going to buy this home, knowing that it takes roughly about 30 to 45 days to purchase a home, and I have 3 months, then you probably want to get a pre-existing home, unless it's a new home that just was never sold. If you're like, hey, I'm currently in a place, I'm going to be in my lease for another year or so, and you have time to build a home, then you can always look at a new home. Now, the things that you also want to look at other than just straight timeline when it comes to a new home versus a pre-existing home is also the location of the home. So like here in the Triad, a lot of the newer homes that are being built are going to be built in more of the rural areas. So you may be like, I don't mind being in the county. So they're building a lot in the county areas and a lot of these new homes. And there's so many places that you can go to get a new built home. You can go to True Homes, Express, and I know some people who have chosen these homes and they were able to customize their home just the way they want to stick into their budget. That's an option, but that's if you have the time to do it. There are a lot of people that don't have that time. They're like, hey, this is my opportunity to buy, and I have to kind of go ahead and get it right now. You can look at pre-existing homes. You're looking for a home that's very unique and has character, something out of the ordinary that you may not be thinking of. A pre-existing home is going to be where you go. Most people are going to buy pre-existing homes. It's going to be a little cheaper depending on the location you're at. So in the area that I'm at, if I bought a brand new home, I wouldn't have gotten as much as I did for a brand new home as I'm getting out of my pre-existing home. However, I also know that there are improvements that I'm going to have to make to the home. Not to say that if you got a brand new home, you may have to make adjustments too, because with a brand new home, they're always the base price for it, and that's if you're not getting any extras. It's just coming standard. If you can only afford the standards, then you're still going to have to save in the coming up years to make some of those adjustments. So it's really on your preference, but you want to research both of those to know if you want to get a new home or a pre-existing home. And lastly, number 5, let's talk about due diligence and closing. So many new home buyers, first-time home owners, they're going into it and you're looking at that price that says online. So if it says that home is $250,000, you're looking like, you know what, I know I'm going to pay a little bit more than that, but pretty much you're looking at that amount, $250,000. So you're going to go get your loan. You're good. You're putting 10% down, 20% down. You're good. And then you find that home. It meets all the wants that you have. Your agent is great and negotiates on your behalf. Maybe they got it down to $230,000 for you. So you're ecstatic, like, yes, this is great. I don't have to take up as much of a loan. I get to save a little money. And then you go under under contract. What's next? That due diligence period. Due diligence is the period in which you're trying to determine, is this truly the home for you? This is when you get to go and take a the deepest dive into your home as you can. So in this time period, you're getting inspections, you're getting a survey on the land to see which land is truly yours. Now, everything that goes on in the due diligence process is at the expense of the buyer. So yes, you're not paying for your agent, but you're paying for all of these services. You have to budget money up front. Make sure that you're saving money for that. A good rule of thumb is to think that for whatever the purchase price of your home, you want to be saving at least 1 to 2% of that purchase price. And that's what you're going to be using during your due diligence. And did I mention most sellers want you to put money down for due diligence? Now, that's going to be definitely for another conversation, because that money you actually get back when you go to close on your house. But you want to remember, these are the things that you have to put down now. The second you go into contract, those things are due, and you want to make sure you don't have to get an inspection. You can take the home as is, but it's not going to be something recommended, because you want to make sure you know every underlying issue that's going on with that house. So then after your due diligence period, you're closing. So you may be closing a week or two, maybe 3 weeks after due diligence. So that's when you're finalizing your loan. And then there could be a closing cost associated. You have to pay for the loan origination fee if you're getting a loan on the house. You have to do some prepayments for your insurance, your taxes. There are different things that you have to do, and not to mention, if you said that you were going to be putting 10-20% down, at that time that money is due. So you want to make sure that you have all of that. You want to make sure that you have everything ready and situated when you go to purchase your home. All right, you guys, that is an introductory video of the 5 things that you need to know if you're going to go purchase a home. I know it's not the most glamorous video. I want to help everyone out there be able to purchase their home, especially if you're a first-time home buyer. And believe me, I understand. Before I purchased my home, I was a real estate agent. Have never bought a home before, was able to help my clients. Then I purchased the home, and even though I knew what to expect, it was still scary. There were still nights where me and Sam was like, are we sure we want to do this? This is a lot. So it can be a scary process, but you don't have to be in it alone. And again, I am here for you. If you have any questions, you inbox me. If you need a great agent, you inbox me. If you have questions like, Shari, should I do this or should I do that? If I can't answer that, if I don't feel like I'm qualified for it, I know a lot of great people in different areas, including lenders, inspectors, surveyors, insurance officers. I know so many people that I can get you in contact with any of those folks, and between one of us, we can help you out. Just make sure that you're making the best decision for you and your family. It's not like buying a car where it depreciates the second you drive off. Your home appreciates. It's great to say that, hey, I own this. This is mine. This is truly my home. And I want to make sure that if you have a desire to purchase a home, that you make that dream, that goal, reality. In the next few weeks, we're going to take a deeper dive into each one of the points that I brought up. So the next one's going to be about financing. Thank you again for joining me. If you didn't do it at the beginning, go ahead before this video ends. Go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss any of these videos. You want to sip on this tea that I'm giving you. And as we finish up this series, then we're going to go into how to sell and invest in real estate. So again, this is your girl Shari. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.